Tough times don't last, but tough people do. In life, hardship is not an exception, it's a guarantee. Whether it's financial struggle, emotional pain, personal loss, or societal chaos, what separates those who fall apart from those who rise stronger is not the size of the problem, but the strength of their mindset. Thriving in hard times isn't about avoiding the storm, it's about learning how to dance in the rain. This guide will arm you with life-changing principles to help you not only survive adversity, but rise from it, wiser, stronger, and more unshakable than ever before. Number 1. Accept reality without resistance. The first step to overcoming hard times is to stop fighting what is. Most people exhaust themselves emotionally not because of the situation itself, but because of their resistance to the situation. They keep asking, why is this happening to me? Or this isn't fair. But pain becomes heavier when we refuse to accept it. Acceptance is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's saying, this is my reality right now. I may not like it, but I won't deny it. Denial creates emotional paralysis. Acceptance gives you the power to act from clarity, not confusion. When you resist your reality, you create internal friction, a constant mental war that drains your energy and blocks creative solutions. That resistance might sound like complaints, blame, or avoidance, but it's all rooted in fear. By accepting reality, you break the illusion that things should be different and begin to see things as they are. This doesn't mean surrendering your power to change things. It means starting from a place of truth. Truth is the foundation of transformation. You can't rebuild your life until you see clearly what is broken. Acceptance clears the fog of self-pity and reveals the next step forward. Many people confuse acceptance with approval. Accepting reality does not mean you approve of injustice, betrayal, failure, or suffering. It simply means you recognize it without judgment or emotional resistance. You stop replaying the pain and start responding to it. Think of it like standing in the middle of a storm. You don't argue with the rain, you find shelter or you learn to walk through it. The longer you resist what's happening, the more it controls you. But once you face it fully, you begin to regain your authority over it. Hard times often come with unexpected changes. A lost job, a broken relationship, a diagnosis, or a global crisis. These changes can feel like an attack on your identity and stability. But when you accept the new reality without emotional resistance, you stop asking why me and start asking what now. That shift in mindset is powerful. It moves you from victim to survivor, from frozen to active. You begin to rebuild piece by piece from a place of truth and groundedness. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's gearing up for your comeback. Acceptance opens the door to mental peace. When you surrender the need to control everything, you create room for focus, strategy, and strength. Think of your mind as a battlefield. When you resist reality, it's like fighting enemies that don't exist. But when you accept it, you see the real enemy, the real terrain, and can strategize your next move. You can't win a war if you're blind to the battlefield. In hard times, clarity is your greatest ally, and it begins with embracing what is, no matter how painful or unfair. One of the best ways to practice acceptance is through mindful presence. Instead of escaping into regret about the past or anxiety about the future, focus on the now. Ask yourself, what is true at this moment? What can I do right now with what I have? This grounds you. Pain lives in the mind's resistance, but peace lives in presence. Sit with your reality, not to suffer, but to understand it. You'll be surprised how much calmer and more empowered you feel once you stop running from it. Acceptance also teaches humility. It reminds you that life isn't always under your control, and that's okay. You don't need to have all the answers, just the willingness to face what's in front of you. In hard times, ego wants to resist and complain, but the soul knows how to adapt and evolve. Every crisis is a call to become more conscious, more resilient, and more aligned with what truly matters. When you accept the moment fully, you unlock the wisdom hidden within it. Every challenge becomes a teacher. In summary, acceptance is the gateway to healing and growth. It's the silent courage to say, "This is hard, but I won't let it destroy me." When you stop resisting, you start rising. Hard times may shake you, but they don't have to break you. Meet them with eyes wide open and a heart willing to move forward. From that posture, nothing can hold you down for long. Reality doesn't destroy people. Resistance to reality does. Accept what is. Then get up and change what you can. Number 2, find meaning in the mess. Hard times often feel meaningless while you're in them. The pain, the loss, the confusion, it all seems random and unfair. But the truth is, every storm carries a hidden lesson. And those who rise stronger are the ones who learn to ask, "What is this teaching me?" Rather than drowning in suffering, shift your focus to growth. When you give your pain a purpose, it becomes a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block. Meaning turns chaos into clarity. It helps you navigate the darkness with hope. You don't have to like the pain to learn from it, but you do have to listen. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. When you choose to believe it does, that mindset doesn't erase your struggle, but it transforms your perspective. Whether it's heartbreak, failure, betrayal, or breakdown, there's a lesson coded into the experience. Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's humbling your pride. Maybe it's breaking something in you that needed to go. You grow through what you go through, but only if you stay awake in the process. Don't waste your suffering. Turn it into wisdom that shapes your next chapter. Pain is a signal, not a punishment. It invites you to pause, reflect, and realign. In hard times, your priorities are tested, your values are refined, and your character is forged. Pressure produces purpose if you let it. It reveals who you really are and what truly matters. The things you used to chase may no longer seem important. The people you relied on may fade, but what remains is truth, and truth is a gift disguised in struggle. The mess is often where you find your mission. When you search for meaning, you stop asking destructive questions like, "Why is this happening to me?" and instead ask constructive ones like, "How can I use this?" or "Who can I help because of this?" That shift is powerful. It moves you out of helplessness into healing. Sometimes the meaning you find won't be about you at all. It will be about how your story becomes someone else's survival guide. Your scars can become someone else's roadmap. That's how we turn tragedy into testimony. The most resilient people in the world are not the ones with the easiest lives, but those who learn to extract gold from grief. They didn't let their pain define them. They used it to refine them. They found meaning in their suffering and built strength out of sorrow. If you look at your hardest moments, you'll see they shaped your depth, your empathy, and your power. Pain teaches what comfort cannot, but it only teaches when you're willing to learn. Find the lesson, and you'll find your leverage. In spiritual terms, suffering can be sacred. It strips away illusions and brings you back to your essence. It reminds you that you're not in control of everything, and maybe that's the point. Faith is often forged in the fire, not on the mountaintop. When you seek meaning with an open heart, you start to see the fingerprints of purpose even in the places you thought were cursed. Sometimes, the breakdown is the breakthrough in disguise. Keep a journal during hard times. Write down what you're feeling, what you're noticing, what you're discovering about yourself and others. You begin to see patterns, insights, and aha moments of clarity. You'll understand later what you can't see now. With time, your pain may become a story of strength, transformation, and hope, but you have to stay awake in the mess. Don't numb it, don't deny it, study it. Meaning is waiting to be uncovered like treasure buried in the rubble. To thrive in hard times, make this your mantra. This is not the end. This is the making of something deeper in me. When you believe your pain has a purpose, you stop fearing it. You allow it to mold your character, deepen your soul, and shape your future. And when the dust finally settles, you look back and realize that what once broke you was actually what built you. The mess you're in might just be the making of your miracle. Number 3. Control what you can, surrender what you can't. One of the greatest sources of stress in hard times is trying to control things that are completely outside your power. You can control how others treat you, the decisions governments make, or how life unfolds in every detail, but you can always control your attitude, habits, discipline, and response. Real peace begins when you stop fighting the uncontrollable and start mastering the controllable. It's not about giving up. It's about choosing where to place your energy. Every moment spent trying to fix the unfixable is a moment stolen from your inner strength. To thrive, you must learn to release what weighs you down. Control isn't about dominance, it's about alignment. You were never meant to control the world, you were meant to control yourself in the world. What time you wake up, what you feed your mind, how you speak, and how you react. These are your power zones. In times of chaos, take refuge in routine. It may seem small, but keeping promises to yourself rebuilds trust and confidence. When life feels unpredictable, create a personal structure you can stand on. That's where resilience is born, not from trying to manage the storm, but from building your shelter. At the same time, surrender is not weakness, it's wisdom. It takes strength to admit that some outcomes are beyond you. Let go of needing things to go your way. Trust that life has a rhythm that you may not understand yet. What seems like a setback now may be a setup for something greater. You don't always need answers. You need faith. Let go of your attachment to how things should be. That surrender opens space for peace to enter. You can't move forward while dragging what won't move with you. The key is to recognize the difference between what's in your control and what isn't. When you're constantly reacting to the uncontrollable, your mind becomes chaotic. But when you focus only on what you can influence, you reclaim clarity. Make a list if you need to. Write down everything you're worried about and separate the things you can act on from the things you can't. Then act with power on the first and pray or release the second. This separation creates peace, productivity, and emotional freedom. Controlling what you can builds momentum. It may begin with something small, making your bed, doing a workout, journaling for 10 minutes. But those small acts create a ripple effect. In dark times, discipline is a light. Every time you choose action over anxiety, structure over stress, you grow stronger. Focus on the controllable and your energy becomes productive instead of panicked. The more you move forward in what you can control, the less helpless you feel. This is how you rebuild your life. One strong choice at a time. Hard times can be deeply spiritual too. Surrender is an act of trust. Trust in God, the universe, or the divine timing of your journey. Sometimes the delay is protection. Sometimes the loss is redirection. Your job is not to predict the path, but to walk it with integrity, faith, and focus. Control is your anchor. Surrender is your sail. Together they carry you through the storm. Without this balance, you drift or drown. With it, you rise and move forward with power and peace. You waste precious life energy if you spend all your time reacting to everything that's out of your reach. When your soul is exhausted, ask, am I carrying something I was never meant to carry? Set it down. Focus inward. Your peace depends on what you allow into your mental and emotional space. Learn to say, this is not mine to fix, but I will show up for what is. That's maturity, that's emotional strength, and that's how you gain momentum when the world feels stuck. In the end, the path to thriving in hard times is paved with this dual power, personal responsibility and spiritual surrender. Own what's yours and trust the rest. When you master your mindset, your reactions, your choices and your habits, you become unshakable. When you let go of controlling the rest, you become peaceful. Control the controllable, release the rest. Walk forward with both courage and calm. Number 4, build a non-negotiable daily routine. In hard times, when life feels unpredictable, routine becomes your anchor. It's the structure that brings order to emotional chaos, the rhythm that stabilizes you when everything else feels offbeat. The world may be uncertain, but your daily habits don't have to be. A solid routine gives your mind clarity and your body consistency. It keeps you grounded, productive, and emotionally strong. It doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be non-negotiable. When you keep your word to yourself daily, you rebuild confidence, one action at a time. Routine is where healing starts and resilience grows. Your routine should include simple, essential practices that feed your mind, body, and soul. Wake up at a consistent hour. Hydrate first thing. Move your body, even if it's just a walk or light stretch. Take time to pray, journal, meditate, or reflect in silence. Read something that uplifts or educates you. These small actions may seem minor, but they compound over time. They signal to your brain that you are in control of your life. Even when things are falling apart outside, you don't need motivation when you have discipline. Your routine becomes your rescue. When you're in survival mode, it's easy to slip into emotional paralysis. Waking up late, skipping meals, binging on distractions. But that's when you need your routine the most. A chaotic mind seeks comfort in avoidance, but structure brings it back to purpose. Don't wait to feel like it. Instead, commit to showing up whether or not your emotions cooperate. You don't need to feel perfect to act with power. Motion follows motion. The act of doing resets your state. Your future is shaped by the habits you protect today. Your routine must be protected like a sacred space. That means saying no to distractions and setting boundaries, especially in the early hours of your day. How you start the day sets the tone for how you live it. Don't start with chaos like scrolling social media. Start with calm and clarity. Your morning is your mental armor. If you begin strong, you're far more likely to face adversity with grace. Design a morning that builds strength, and your day will reflect it. You can't control the world, but you can control how you enter it. Evening routines matter just as much. Before bed, wind down with intention. Avoid stimulating media. Reflect on your day. Release tension and prepare your mind for rest. Sleep is healing. And without rest, your body can't recover and your mind can't reset. Your night routine ensures you don't carry today's weight into tomorrow. Make rest a discipline, not an afterthought. Turn off the noise, dim the lights, and return to peace. Nighttime discipline sets up morning success. Together, they form a loop of restoration and readiness. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need a perfect 3-hour routine. You need a small, consistent structure that you honor even on hard days. Even 5 strong habits done daily can change your life over time. Think long term. You're building emotional armor, not chasing short-term comfort. Every time you stick to your routine, you remind yourself that you are capable, in control, and still moving forward. This daily structure becomes your proof of progress. It tells your brain, we are not giving up. Your routine also becomes a filter. It tells people and problems where your priorities lie. If something tries to steal your time, ask, does this support the person I'm becoming? If not, it doesn't belong in your day. Hard times demand clarity, and clarity begins with what you repeat daily. Be ruthless about your routine and gentle with your emotions. Let your discipline carry you on the days your motivation disappears. Discipline, you may not control the storms of life, but you control how you show up in them. In the end, a non-negotiable daily routine is not about perfection. It's about commitment. It's your way of saying, I refuse to be a victim of my circumstances. With each habit, each choice, and each day, you stack strength upon strength. When the world is unstable, your routine is your personal kingdom, a place where growth, order, and healing are always in motion. Build it, protect it, live by it. It will carry you farther than motivation ever could. Number 5. Guard your mind like a fortress. Your mind is the battleground of every hardship you face. What enters it either strengthens you or sabotages you. In hard times, negativity is loud, fear is contagious, and despair spreads fast. If you don't filter what you allow into your mind, it will be hijacked by doubt, hopelessness, and emotional exhaustion. You wouldn't leave your front door wide open in a storm, so why leave your mind unprotected during a life crisis? Guard it like a fortress. Be intentional about what you allow to influence your thoughts, emotions, and energy. What you feed your mind becomes your mindset. Every thought you think is either helping you survive or causing you to sink. In difficult seasons, mental clarity becomes your greatest defense. So eliminate toxic input. Reduce time spent scrolling aimlessly on social media. Avoid consuming fear-based news and walk away from people who constantly complain or spread worry. Those voices shape your inner world more than you realize. Replace them with empowering voices, podcasts, scriptures, lectures, books, or music that speaks life into your soul. You can't afford to let the world program your mind for fear. You must program it for strength. Start each day with intentional mental nourishment. Just as your body needs fuel to function, your mind needs direction to thrive. Read something powerful. Speak affirmations out loud. Sit in silence and visualize your goals. Tell yourself, I am focused. I am calm. I am in control of my response. This isn't wishful thinking. It's neurological training. You are shaping your brain's default settings. If you begin your day in survival mode, you'll react to everything. But if you begin it in strength, you'll respond with clarity. Your morning mindset creates your entire day. Be very careful who you allow into your emotional space. Conversations are mental food. Surround yourself with people who speak truth, faith, discipline, and growth, not drama, gossip, or defeat. You need allies, not anchors. You need mentors, not manipulators. Guarding your mind means choosing your tribe wisely. Choose those who call you higher, not those who keep you bitter. If someone consistently brings stress, doubt, or toxicity, create space. Your peace is too expensive to sacrifice for shallow connections. In hard times, only voices that build you should have access. Also protect your inner dialogue, what you say to yourself. The voice in your head speaks more often than anyone else's, and it can either be your greatest enemy or your strongest ally. Speak to yourself with strength, truth, and discipline. Don't lie to yourself, but don't belittle yourself either. Be honest, but be kind. Say, this is hard, but I can handle it. Say, I've been through worse. I will not be broken. Your internal voice is shaping your endurance. So let it speak life, not death. Train your mind like a warrior trains for battle. Your environment plays a role too. Clean your physical space, remove clutter, create an atmosphere that promotes focus, peace, and growth. Light a candle, play calming music, sit in silence. The outer world often mirrors the inner one. When you take control of your surroundings, you send a signal to your mind. We are stable, we are safe, we are strong. In hard times, these subtle shifts can transform how you feel. Your environment is part of your defense system. Design it with intention. It's not paranoia to protect your mental state. It's wisdom. Every negative seed allowed to grow in your mind will influence your choices, actions, and future. That's why mental discipline is not optional. It's essential. Choose your input like your life depends on it, because in a way, it does. You are constantly becoming what you consistently consume. Garbage in, chaos out. Strength in, stability out. If you want peace in hard times, guard your thoughts as if they were gold. because they are. In conclusion, your mind is sacred ground, especially in hard times. It must be protected, trained, and nourished daily. Don't allow fear, distraction, or noise to overrun it. You are the gatekeeper of your reality. What you think, you become. What you allow in, you give power to. So build strong walls around your mind and let only truth, strength, and peace pass through. Guard your mind like a fortress, and you'll find peace even in the storm. Number 6, strengthen your body, sharpen your will. Your body is not separate from your mind. It's a direct extension of it. In hard times, when your emotional world feels like it's crumbling, your physical discipline becomes your anchor. Moving your body daily is not about fitness alone. It's about building mental resilience. Every push-up, every walk, every breath of discipline reminds you, I still have control over something. Your body holds pain, tension, and fear, but it also holds strength, healing, and power. When you move, you heal. When you train, you gain clarity. Your body becomes the battlefield where your willpower is forged. When you commit to physical discipline, you're sending a message to your mind. We're not giving up. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. You just need to move with intention. Stretch, walk, breathe deeply, do 20 push-ups if that's all you can manage, but do them consistently. When your body grows stronger, so does your ability to handle pressure. When you neglect your body, your emotions become harder to manage. Physical stagnation invites mental chaos. Movement creates momentum, and momentum is survival fuel in tough times. Training your body isn't just about strength. It's about self-commandment. It's learning how to do what's necessary even when you don't feel like it. It's choosing discomfort today for discipline tomorrow. It's waking up, showing up, and doing the hard thing, not for the world, but for your own self-respect. In pain, your emotions will beg for comfort, excuses, and escape. But your body can override those voices through action. When the mind says quit, the body says one more rep. And in that repetition, your willpower is sharpened like a blade. The most dangerous thing in hard times is losing your fight. But movement keeps your spirit alive. Sweat, effort, and breath bring you back to the moment. They break mental loops of worry and guilt. They remind you that you're still alive and still capable. In fact, your body can become your strongest ally in rewiring your mind. Every time you overcome physical resistance, you're also overcoming mental resistance. And the brain learns we're not helpless, we are still in control. Create rituals that reconnect you to your physical strength. Start your day with stretching, cold showers, or a walk under the sun. These acts are small victories that set the tone. They whisper, I am awake, I am alive, I am ready. In chaos, people seek comfort, but warriors seek alignment. Comfort weakens the will. Challenge strengthens it. Even on your darkest days, show up for your body. That discipline carries over to your mindset, your words, and your decision. It becomes your inner fire when everything else feels cold. Also remember that food, rest, and hydration are not luxuries. They are part of the strategy. You can't think clearly if your body is drained. You can't make wise decisions if you're malnourished and sleep deprived. Self-destruction often starts subtly, skipping meals, neglecting rest, ignoring signs of burnout. But so does self-mastery. Fuel your body, respect your energy, prioritize recovery. Strong bodies carry broken hearts farther than weak ones ever could. Let your body become the foundation for your mental renewal. Your body will often lead when your mind lags behind. Use it, trust it, let it pull you out of emotional quicksand. When you feel powerless emotionally, start with physical motion. That act alone reactivates your inner drive, and as your body grows stronger, your belief in yourself returns. Strength isn't just built in the gym. It's built in daily defiant decisions to keep showing up, even in silence, even in pain. In the end, thriving in hard times requires you to engage the full system: mind, body, and will. Strengthen your body, and you sharpen your focus, elevate your energy, and reignite your fire. Let your body be your battleground, your temple, and your tool. Use it to command your emotions, reinforce your discipline, and awaken your inner fighter. Because a strong body can carry you through what a weary mind cannot. Number 7. Surround yourself with resilient people. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. So in hard times, your environment becomes your survival system. When you're weak, your circle either lifts you up or drags you deeper. In moments of struggle, fear loves company, but so does strength. That's why surrounding yourself with resilient, grounded, and disciplined individuals is crucial. They don't just speak hope. They live it. They remind you of your own power when you've forgotten it. Their presence is like a mirror showing you who you can be, not just who you are. Choose your tribe wisely. It can save your life. Resilient people don't panic under pressure. They don't drown in self-pity or magnify every setback. Instead, they think calmly, act wisely, and stay grounded in truth. Their presence has a stabilizing effect. They've faced pain and chosen growth, which gives them the strength to hold space for you without judgment. These are the people who challenge your excuses, not your identity. They hold you accountable to your potential. You need people who say, I understand, but we don't stay down here. Their energy becomes your ladder out of the pit. They don't rescue you. They remind you how to rise. Toxic people, on the other hand, will poison your mindset slowly. They normalize complaining, blame, gossip, and emotional chaos. In hard times, even one negative voice can magnify your pain. That's why boundaries become an act of self-defense. You're not being rude when you distance yourself from energy that drains you. You're being responsible. Protect your peace as fiercely as you protect your life. If someone constantly pulls you backward, it doesn't matter how long you've known them. Loyalty to dysfunction is betrayal to your growth. Walk away and choose alignment over attachment. Seek out those who've been through storms and kept walking. They carry a quiet wisdom that books can't teach. When you talk to them, you'll feel understood, not pitied. You'll hear more about solutions than complaints. Their focus is forward, and their faith is firm. These are the people who inspire through action, not hype. They live their values, stay humble in their strength, and offer support without enabling weakness. Learn from them. Spend time with them. Let their fire reignite yours. Proximity to resilience is power. Also, don't forget the power of mentorship, even from a distance. Read biographies of people who've survived war, loss, or deep personal struggle. Watch talks, listen to interviews, study their mindsets. Let their perspective anchor you. Mentorship isn't always face-to-face. Sometimes it's through books and screens. Let those voices become your guidance when others are silent. Fill your mind with the thinking of survivors and overcomers. Their mindset will start to shape yours. What you expose yourself to consistently becomes what you emulate unconsciously. Be that resilient person for others too. When you're strong, lend your strength. When someone is drowning in fear, remind them of their fight. Resilience multiplies when it's shared. Community built on courage becomes a fortress. And when you surround yourself with people who refuse to break, you're far less likely to crumble. Their presence becomes your protection. Their mindset your mirror. In hard times, you don't just need company. You need comrades. People who walk with you, not around you. Remember, energy is contagious. You are constantly being influenced, either uplifted or pulled down. So be intentional. Audit your circle. Ask, does this person support my healing or sabotage my growth? Choose people who pray with you, train with you, grow with you, and hold you to higher standards. If your environment is weak, even your strongest habits will break. But if your environment is strong, it will carry you through your weakest moments. In summary, you were never meant to do this alone. Healing and growth are not solo journeys. They are supported by strong, wise, resilient people walking beside you. Find them, keep them close, and become one of them. Because when the storms of life come, the right people won't just help you survive, they'll help you thrive. Number 8, turn pain into purpose by helping others. Hard times can make you feel isolated, broken, and consumed by your own problems. But one of the most powerful ways to rise above suffering is to step outside yourself and help someone else. Service transforms pain into purpose. When you reach out to lift another, you discover a strength inside you that suffering alone can't reveal. Your pain becomes lighter the moment it becomes someone else's lesson, comfort, or breakthrough. You're not just surviving anymore, you're giving your suffering meaning. And that's what heals you deeper than time ever could. Helping others helps you. Pain makes you more human. It deepens your empathy and stretches your heart. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, who needs the strength I'm building through this? That shift rewires your thinking from victimhood to victory. You stop spiraling inward and begin to rise outward. When you encourage someone going through what you've survived, you become a light in their darkness. And in that moment, your pain is no longer just yours. It becomes a bridge to connection and transformation. Your wounds become sacred. They carry wisdom, not just scars. When you help others in the middle of your own struggle, you create momentum. Service disrupts self-pity. It gives you a reason to keep moving. It reminds you that you still matter. Even when life feels heavy, it reconnects you to your sense of worth, which is often the first thing suffering tries to steal. Helping others is not just about charity. It's about choosing to live with intention. Every act of kindness is a rebellion against despair. It says, I may be hurting, but I still have something to give. You don't need to have your life together to support others. You just need willingness and honesty. Sometimes the most powerful words are, I don't have the answers, but I understand how you feel. That vulnerability creates real connection. People don't need perfect, they need present, a listening ear, a helping hand, a message of hope. When you offer that, you step into your higher purpose. And strangely, in serving others, you find yourself again. You rise by lifting others. Look for someone who's one step behind you on the same path. Share what you've learned, offer encouragement, wisdom, or even just your presence. Mentor someone, volunteer, write, speak, teach. Your pain is a classroom, and what you've survived can now be someone's survival guide. You are the proof that healing is possible. Don't underestimate the value of your experience. What broke you yesterday could be what builds someone else tomorrow. Pain often makes us question our worth, but purpose restores it. Knowing your suffering has meaning gives you energy to endure and grow. It creates legacy. It turns your story into a tool for hope. When you use your pain to serve, you shift from suffering to significance. You're no longer just a survivor. You're a guide, a builder, a warrior with a cause. That's how you win in hard times, by becoming someone else's breakthrough. And never forget, helping others doesn't deplete you, it deepens you. It connects you to something larger than your problem. It turns your eyes from what's missing to what's still possible. And when you choose to become a light for others, you'll find your own path more clearly illuminated. In lifting others, you lift yourself. In giving, you are restored. In becoming their hope, you awaken your own. Pain becomes purpose when it becomes a gift. Number 9, hold on to faith and vision for the future. In hard times, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. Pain has a way of shrinking your world and making today's problem feel like it will last forever. But no storm is permanent, and no night lasts without a morning. You must hold on to vision, even when your circumstances blur it. Close your eyes if you have to, but keep imagining the life you're building beyond this moment. Your vision is your compass. It keeps you moving forward when everything else says stop. Don't let temporary emotions erase permanent goals. Faith is your anchor. Vision is your roadmap. Faith isn't about pretending things are fine. It's about trusting that things are forming even when you can't see it. Sometimes the foundation is being laid in silence. Delays are not denials, detours are not dead ends. Faith says, even this will serve me. Hold on to your beliefs like a warrior holds their sword, tight and unwavering. Speak life over your future, even when the present looks dark. Faith makes you show up, even when results haven't appeared yet. It's the strength to keep walking when the finish line is still out of sight. When you're surrounded by chaos, your vision becomes your clarity. It reminds you that you're not stuck. You're in process. Create a clear image of the life you want, your health, your peace, your relationships, your purpose. See it in detail. Feel it. Speak it daily. Let your imagination become your sanctuary. When the world outside is unstable, retreat to the future you're creating. Let that vision fuel your actions today. Live now in alignment with what you believe is coming. Don't underestimate the power of small, daily steps toward your future. Every little action done with belief builds momentum. That call you make, that prayer you say, that workout, that journal entry, these are bricks in the foundation of your next season. Faith without works is dead, and vision without action is fantasy. But when you combine the two, faith and consistent effort, you become unstoppable. Keep sowing, even when the soil feels dry. Your harvest is coming. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your vision when you forget. Write it down and read it out loud every day. Speak as if it's already happening. Train your mind to see opportunity, not just obstacle. Hard times try to blind you, but vision is inner sight. It's the lens of possibility. The more you use it, the stronger it gets, the clearer it becomes. Vision doesn't ignore the present, it rises above it. And faith gives you the strength to keep building through the storm. And when doubt creeps in, and it will, talk back to it. Remind yourself of how far you've come, of the strength you've built, of the battles you've already won. This current hardship is not the end of your story. It's a chapter. The vision is bigger than the pain. Refuse to surrender your future to a temporary feeling. When it gets dark, that's when vision is needed most. You don't need to see the whole path, just the next step. Take it in faith. Even if you have nothing left but faith and vision, you're still powerful. Because that combination can rebuild anything. You can be tired and still faithful, afraid and still focused, broken and still building. Keep your eyes on the future you're creating, not the past you've escaped. Because where you're going matters more than what you're going through. Let your vision pull you. Let your faith carry you. And know this, the future still belongs to the brave. Final message, how to thrive in hard times. You were not born to break. You were born to rise. Life will test you. It will stretch you, shake you, and sometimes even silence you. But in those moments, when it feels like the world has gone quiet, like everything is falling apart, that's when your real growth begins. Hard times are not punishments. They are portals to power. They invite you to evolve, to awaken, to shed old patterns, and to become someone unshakable. You may be wounded, but you are not weak. You may be weary, but you are still worthy. You are more than your circumstances. You are the creator of your comeback. Let this journey through hardship be your training ground, not your graveyard. You've now learned to accept reality without resistance, to master your mind when fear screams, to build a quiet inner resilience that doesn't need applause. You've been given tools, clarity, discipline, vision, and service. These are not just motivational concepts. They are weapons of the soul. Use them every day, because in the silence of repetition, transformation takes root. And remember, every storm you survive becomes someone else's shelter. Don't let pain turn your heart cold. Stay kind, stay soft, but stay strong. Even when life disappoints you, don't abandon yourself. Keep showing up, keep speaking life, keep choosing purpose. Even if no one sees your effort, heaven sees your endurance. Even if people doubt you, your destiny is still waiting for you to believe in it again. One step forward in the dark is still forward. And you've proven You have the courage to keep going. May you never forget who you are when life is hard. You are not your losses. You are not your failures. You are not what left you, broke you, or tried to stop you. You are what remained, what healed, what stood back up, what chose faith over and over again. And that makes you unstoppable. A prayer for the road ahead. May your heart remain open even when the world feels cold. May your faith rise when the facts try to silence your hope. May your thoughts be strong, your steps be steady, and your peace be deep. May your pain shape you but never define you. May you outgrow every limitation and rewrite every story that once told you you can't. May you be surrounded by those who lift, not limit you. And may you walk boldly into the life you are destined to live. Not in fear, but in purpose, peace, and power. Final advice for the journey: build routines stronger than your moods. Walk with people who remind you of your potential. Trust the timing, but stay active in the waiting. Rest, but never quit. Speak what you seek, then move like it's already yours. Use your pain to serve someone else. And always remember, you were born to overcome. The world needs your light, especially in dark times. Now rise, thrive, and lead others out of the storm. Because your life is someone else's miracle. With strength, hope, and honor, be a voice of guidance and faith.